Dave Grohl takes commuter train to surprise Foo Fighters set at Glastonbury Festival. Dave Grohl is happy to roll as well as rock. The Foo Fighters frontman, 54, surprised train passenger by taking a ride on England's Great Western Railway ahead of his band's surprise set at the 2023 Glastonbury Festival. Grohl was spotted riding the commuter train on Friday, June 23, as it headed south towards rural Somerset in the southwest of England, where the festival takes place every summer. Even rock royalty knows that there is no better way to travel to Glastonbury than by train. Great Western Railway wrote on Twitter alongside an image of the former Nirvana drummer smiling with his hand on the shoulder of a conductor. "You never know who is going to churn up on board our trains." Dave Grohl's daughter Violet, 17, sings on stage at Glastonbury with Foo Fighters. "That's my girl." Later that day, the Foo Fighters played an hour-long set beginning with All My Life and hits including Pretender and Learn to Fly. Grohl's eldest daughter Violet May also joined the band on stage for a duet to their new song, Show Me How, from the album But Here We Are. Dressed in a white casual shirt, with gum in her mouth, the 17-year-old sang beside her rock star dad, who wrote the song for his mother. "My favorite singer in the world." Grohl introduced Violet to the crowd. Later he yelled, "That's my girl," as the father-daughter duo finished the song. "I love it when you're on stage with your daughter and you've hit a bad note," he also joked. Grohl and Violet previously performed the song during a set in Pelham, Alabama on June 16. Rick Astley plays drums and sings AC/DC's Highway to Hell at Glastonbury. Wai Chi. The band's Glastonbury set is their latest appearance since drummer Taylor Hawkins died at age 50 in March 2022. Aside from a couple of tribute shows to the late musician last year, the Foo Fighters hadn't performed as a unit. They kicked off a string of shows in late May and now have tour dates scheduled through January 2024. Never miss a story. Sign up for People's free daily newsletter to stay up to date on the best of what POPLE has to offer, from juicy celebrity news to compelling human interest stories. On Instagram, Grohl shared a handwritten note thanking fans for supporting the band on June 6, where he expressed the band's emotions at returning to the stage. "Now that we've returned from our first run of shows, I felt compelled to reach out and thank you all for being there for us," Grohl wrote in his post. All about new Foo Fighters drummer Josh Freese. "Every night when I see you singing, it makes me sing harder. When I see you screaming, it makes me scream louder. When I see your tears, it brings me to tears," continued the former Nirvana member. "And when I see your joy, it brings me joy. But I see you, and it feels good to see you. Churning up these emotions together," added Grohl. "Because we've always done this together, time and time again. See you soon." The band announced Josh Freese as their new drummer in May this year. It remains unclear if Freese, 50, is a permanent member of the group now or will be filling in for live shows. He joins members Grohl, Nate Mendel, Pat Smear, Chris Shiflett, and Rami Jaffe. Dave Grohl is sharing the stage with his daughter Violet at the 2023 Glastonbury Festival on Friday. The Foo Fighters frontman, 54, introduced his oldest child at the event's pyramid stage before performing a track from his band's latest album, But Here We Are. "My favorite singer in the world," Grohl said as Violet, 17, appeared on stage. "This is a song I wrote for my mother, Violet's grandmother. This is Show Me How." The former Nirvana drummer later yelled, "That's my girl," as the father-daughter duo finished the song. "I love it when you're on stage with your daughter and you've hit a bad note," he also joked. Grohl and his teenager previously performed the song during a set in Pelham, Alabama on June 16. Never miss a story. Sign up for People's free daily newsletter to stay up to date on the best of what POPLE has to offer, from juicy celebrity news to compelling human interest stories. Dave Grohl's 3 kids. Everything to know. Never miss a story. Sign up for People's free daily newsletter to stay up to date on the best of what POPLE has to offer, from juicy celebrity news to compelling human interest stories. Foo Fighters performed for the first time since the death of drummer Taylor Hawkins earlier this month. On Instagram, Grohl shared a handwritten note thanking fans for supporting the band and feeling their emotions at the band's first shows since drummer Hawkins died at age 50 in March 2022. Aside from a couple of tribute shows to the late musician last year, Foo Fighters hadn't performed as a unit since the tragedy until recently. The band kicked off a string of shows in late May and currently has tour dates scheduled through January 2024.